Hey, my name's May, and I went gluten-free for a week. Some of the things that brought me to this decision. Well, first of all, it would have been a while ago, but a doctor had told me maybe try not eating gluten, and I just kind of ignored it for a while. And so I thought, I've been feeling tired. Maybe if I do that, it'll help. It was a very random and sporadic decision on my part, but variety is the spice of life. Pachoo. So I'll be showing you some of the recipes and things that I tried during this week of eating no gluten. So that's no wheat, that's no bread and pizza and just a lot of like chewy goodness. I had none of those things, but I wanted to show you some of the recipes that I tried instead to for my meals to purposefully be gluten-free for that week. And I very much enjoyed those recipes. I didn't like the idea of like restricting myself from that kind of food, but I tried it and I think it was okay. Personally, my experience regarding it, you'll just have to see at the end.
Day one, I started with oatmeal, so I wanted to add some apples in first. I cooked those with some maple syrup and water and then added in the oats after. That's so that the apples
after I
can
cooked
get
it again
nice
in the
and
microwave,
soft
I added the oats too soggy.
Then I
and
add a
some
teaspoon of
chopped
vanilla.
pecans.
And then I top with more cinnamon, some ginger, ground ginger, and some apple slices for presentation. And it smelled so good. I was feeling especially hungry this morning, so I decided to make some croquettes to go with my oatmeal. I wanted to make sure I had some more protein added into my breakfast to help me feel full for the rest of the day. So, then to go with it, I made a Chipotle sauce. It was really simple. It was some chopped garlic, Greek yogurt, and Chipotle powder, and some salt. And so I'm adding in the Chipotle powder now and giving it a stir with a little bit of water added in. And it makes a really pretty color to kind of contrast with the green in the oatmeal and then the kind of the pale yellow color for the croquettes. This is what I'm having today. It's completely gluten-free, and it's my coffee with a little bit of milk and cardamom and some monk fruit sweetener, because the cardamom makes it kind of remind me of chai. And I have for my breakfast, these are oats with apples and maple syrup and cinnamon and ginger, and they're so tasty. And then over here is these, I kind of made like some croquettes, some like breakfast fish croquettes. So I used half a packaged piece of mahi and an egg, and I put in some jalapenos and onions, and I topped it with a chipotle sauce and some red chili flakes. And I am so excited for this. It looks so tasty, and just a nice little meal for fall. But so far I'm enjoying this. Every once in a while I catch myself with a craving for something that's kind of like gluten-y. But so far it hasn't been too bad, but also I have the concept in mind that this is not a permanent arrangement. So maybe I'm just like, oh yeah, next week I'll be fine. I'll have some. I don't know. But I haven't felt too stressed about it. So this is what I made for lunch today. It was kind of difficult doing no gluten at the moment because I have caught myself like a couple times so far, and it's only like been day 2 in where I've had cravings for things, and I completely forgot that it had gluten in it. So but anyway, what this is these are some rice thins. They're like rice cakes but thinner, from Trader Joe's, and I have about 4 of these, and each one is only like 20 calories or something. And then I put a little bit of spring mix on there, and I cooked a piece of fish, and I made kind of like a tuna salad with it. And then I topped it with some dill, and then honestly, I probably could have added some Greek yogurt or something to it, but I like it as it is. And then on the side, I cooked some black beans with chipotle, like chipotle powder, and salt and garlic powder. And then I topped it with some carrots, like on the side for the color, and some of these kind of like little potato chips that I cut thin and baked in the oven. So this looks pretty filling, and it's all about probably like, based on like my count, like probably 450 calories or something in total. So I'm probably gonna have a little bit more with it, but it looks really good.
For this meal, I had some egg tacos. I used some corn tortillas and cooked a scrambled egg to put in it with some spring mix. And then I had some watermelon on the side. And then this one for dinner, it was a piece of salmon with some cooked vegetables and a baked potato with some butter.
So this is day 4 of my, wait, no, it's good, day 5. It's Friday. This is day 5 of me trying to do gluten-free this week. So far, it's been okay. I forget that it's coated in breadcrumbs or something like that. So, or like the wrapper is made with wheat flour or something like that. So, but anyway, so far it hasn't been that bad. I'm actually enjoying it. I don't really feel that different. If you have a dietary change, it might take a little bit for you to notice, but I don't particularly feel like I have more energy. If anything, I actually kind of feel like I have less energy. In terms of like scale, I have not seen a significant difference between me eating gluten and not eating gluten so far. And the only reason I'm doing this is because I had at one point had a doctor recommend to me, I should try going gluten-free. It was a doctor though, not a dietitian. So I wanted to give it a fair shot. And so far it's kind of looking like I might not need to. If anything, I think I just noticed this week I feel a lot more hungry not eating gluten. Some of the snacks I've really been enjoying right now are watermelon. We got this one at Costco, and it was so sweet and crisp and tasty. Another snack, I just like the V8 juice. Like, Bean hates it, but I like it a lot because it's just like you drink a can and you basically have your vegetables for the day, and then I eat more. So, more vegetables and things. So I like that. And I also like that it's kind of like a salty drink. I don't know, to each their own on that one. I know not everyone's a fan of it. And then I like the rice thins that I was telling you about with the Trader Joe's rice crackers. But adding on some of this wow butter, which also gluten-free, but it's also peanut-free. And it's a soy butter that I really like. It just has like a really smooth consistency, and it just has this like kind of like faintly sweet and nutty flavor. Each tablespoon has about 100 calories on it, so you can mostly do like the soy butter, like a tablespoon on one little cracker, and you get a pretty tasty little snack in there. And has a good amount of protein. It's very low in sugar as well, if that's a concern that you have. So these are some of my favorite little snacks right now, whether it's like for gluten-free or not. Hope it helps.
This one was so delicious and nutritious and filling. It was the rice thins with some dried apricots on top of some feta cheese and with a little bit of like parsley. And then I drizzled some honey on top, and it was so perfectly combined. It just had the sweet and salty and savory and nutty. Perfect. So I did kind of like a deconstructed sushi situation. I crushed up some rice cakes, and then I put in a piece of fish that I cooked, and I topped it with some of the furikake seasoning and some soy sauce. And then on the side, I sliced an apple with some wow butter. It was I've been saying tasty a lot, but it was very tasty and savory and a very interesting little snack if you want to try something new.
So as you can see, based on what these foods, they were all really healthy, filling. I thought they were quite tasty. I didn't really feel all that different based on the whole week. I didn't feel very different at all. I didn't feel less tired. I didn't feel less bloated. I don't usually feel bloated anyway. I don't know if maybe that was because it was only for a week, or if it could have been for like, if I should have tried it for a longer duration of time, if I might have seen a difference. I mean, typically people who don't eat gluten it's usually for a medical reason. Like for most human beings, there's no real reason to not eat gluten. But if you have an illness or an ailment or like an allergy, then those all would, verify not eating gluten. So I don't know. I didn't notice that much of a difference, so I'm going to continue eating gluten because I enjoy it. And a lot of the foods that I enjoy also contain gluten. But I hope some of these recipes were helpful for you if you're a person who doesn't eat gluten or can't eat gluten or just wants to try not eating gluten for a while. And because, each person's different. And if you have any questions or, you want to see any more recipes like this, feel free to leave it in the comments below. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, you know the drill, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.